In this video, we're going to start the KutaSoftware Infinite Geometry free worksheet, Trigonometry, and Area. Our directions are to find the area of each figure and round our answer to the nearest tenth. Now, normally area we know for a triangle is 1/2 the base times the height. But let's say that we're not given the base and we're not given the height, but we're given an angle and the length of two sides. Let me show you a quick way for calculating area. Now normally here is our height h, and our base is this length b. Now there's another way we can write height. If we're given this angle, let's call this angle C in triangle A, BC. Let's call the hypotenuse of the right triangle on the left-hand side A. We can say that the sine of C, so the sine of this angle C, is equal to the opposite, which is h, over the hypotenuse of A. And if we were to multiply both sides by A, we would have A times the sine of C equal to that height of h. So now for our area formula, we can say area equals 1/2 of our base, which is B, times our height, which we have as A times the sine of C. And remember, multiplication is commutative, so we can say area equals 1/2 of side A times side B times the sine of that angle C. So let's use this new formula to solve in number 1. And remember, we're rounding our answer to the nearest tenth. So in number 1, our angle C is 87 degrees, so area is going to equal 1/2. Remember, A and B, looking back up at our diagram, were the sides that helped form that angle C. So that's going to be 8 centimeters and 6 centimeters for A and B, and that's multiplied to the sine of C, which is 87 degrees. Now we would just enter that into our calculator. 1/2 times 8 times 6 times the sine of 87 degrees, making sure our calculator is in degree mode, we get 23.96, which rounding to the nearest tenth will be 24.0, and that's centimeters squared since we're dealing with area and the side lengths are in centimeters. So 24.0 centimeters squared is our solution in number 1. In number 2, remembering our area formula, area equals 1/2 of our base, B, times the height, A, sine of C. So 1/2 A, B, times the sine of C, where A and B help form that angle C. So let's make 6A, and B is going to be equal to 5 inches, and that C is equal to 140 degrees. So area equals 1/2 A, which is 6 inches, times B, which is 5 inches, times the sine of C, which is 140 degrees. Entering that into our calculator, 1/2 times 6 times 5 times the sine of 140 will equal 9.64, which rounds to 9.6. And since our sides are in inches, this is going to be 9.6 inches squared as our area. In number 3, our angle C is equal to 98 degrees. A is 8 yards, and 3 yards is B. So area equals 1/2 AB times the sine of C. That'll be 1/2 of A, which is 8 yards, times B, which is 3 yards, times the sine of 98 degrees. Entering that into our calculator, 1/2 times 8 times 3 times the sine of 98 is 11.88, which rounds to 11.9, and our units is yards squared. So 11.9 yards squared is the area of the triangle in number 3. And number 4, our angle C is equal to 96 degrees. Side A, let's make 4 inches, and side B will be 7 inches. So area equals 1/2 of A, which is 4 inches, times B, 7 inches, times the sine of C, which is the sine of 96 degrees. Entering that into the calculator, 0.5 or 1/2 times 4 times 7 is going to be 14, and then we're multiplying that to the sine of 96, which will give us 13.92, which rounds to 13.9 when rounding to the nearest tenth, and our sides are in inches, so our label for number 4 is inches squared. 13.9 inches squared is our area in number 4. For number 5, it says a triangle with two sides that measure 6 yards and 2 yards, and that included angle, meaning the angle that is formed by those two sides, is 10 degrees. So we have all our information. We have A, which is 6 yards. We have B, which is 2 yards. And we have our angle C, which is 10 degrees. So area equals 1/2 of A, 6 yards, times B, 2 yards, times the sine of that included angle of 10 degrees. Entering that into the calculator, 1/2 times 6 times 2 is 6, so we're multiplying 6 to the sine of 10 degrees, and that is 1.04, which rounds to 1.0. And remember, since our sides are in yards, our label is yards squared for area. 1 yard squared is our solution in number 5. And number 6, a triangle with two sides that measure 6 meters and 8 meters with an included angle of 137 degrees. So because that angle is included, we can use our formula. So 6 meters for A, 8 meters for B, and C is 137 degrees. So area equals 1/2 of 6 meters times 8 meters times the sine of 137 degrees. 1/2 times 6 times 8 times the sine of 137 will give us 16.36, which rounds to 16.4, and our units is meters squared. 16.4 meters squared for number 6. In number 7, again, we're told that our figure is a triangle with two sides, and the lengths of those two sides are given to us, as well as that included angle. So we have our A, B, and our C. A is 5 centimeters, B we will make 8 centimeters, and C is 39 degrees. Area equals 1/2 of A, which is 5 centimeters, times B, which is 8 centimeters, times the sine of C, which is the sine of 39 degrees. Entering that into our calculator, we'll get 12.58, which rounds to 12.6, and our side lengths are centimeters, so the area is centimeters squared. 12.6 centimeters squared for number 7. And lastly, in this video, I'll go over number 8. However, before I work through the answer to this, please remember to like this video and subscribe to my channel. All likes and subscriptions are greatly appreciated. Now, for number 8, a triangle with two sides that measure 8 feet and 7 feet, and that included angle is 30 degrees. So area equals 1/2 AB times the sine of C. That's going to be 1/2 of A, which is 8 feet, times B, which is 7 feet, and since our sides are in feet, we know that our units is feet squared for area, and then C, we'll take the sine of that, so the sine of 30 degrees, and that will give us 14 exactly. So 14.0 feet squared, and number 8. 14 feet squared is our area. If you have any questions, comment below, and as always, like, subscribe, and share.